It's day 8 of Maker Advent, and what have we got today? Well, because it's an even day, we have stuff from my bits box. Pretty much all this in front of you is ESP32. The stuff to the right of this torch is something else. We'll come to that in a second. So you've heard of Raspberry Pi Pico. We've been messing around with that from the Pi Hut's Maker Advent calendar this week. There's a version called Pico W, or Picow, which has Wi-Fi built into it. That's £6 or $6 wherever you are in the world. Great fun. If you've never done IoT before, grab one of those, have fun, enjoy. If you need something more of a bespoke form factor, then the ESP32 is probably your best bet. Why is that? Well, because all of this is ESP32 in various form factors. Yeah, seriously. From Adafruit's Qt Pi boards down here to O1 Spaces boards here. Let me just grab these. Those are RGB LEDs, that's NeoPixels, a 5x5 grid. How small are they? Well, banana for scale and Pico W for scale. It's tiny. So that one I did a weather station project earlier this year where it went on to open weather map, got the weather details, pulled it down, and I created a pixel map of icons I would display on there to show different weather conditions. So if it's raining, you would have blue lines coming down the screen to show rain, clouds would show a cloud, and sun would show sun. You know, all lit up. Awesome fun. And not much money either. I think about £10. So about $10 roughly. So that's small. If you need something a bit more GPIO, well, you can get stuff like this, which follow the Feather form factor. Now these are not Adafruit boards, these are other boards. One's a clone board from Aliexpress and one's Unexpected Maker's Feather S2. That's great. That's got a little NeoPixel grid on as well. I've got one here, which is another O1 space board, like that one. That's got a tiny, that's an OLED screen. I know. I had to take my glasses off to see it. Because it's really crisp, but really small. We've got the traditional breakout boards. We've got this one, which is a Wi-Fi RGB display board. Matrix Portal M4 from Adafruit. This is for the Hub 75 screens you can get. Like big billboard light up screens. We've got breakouts, that's a Huzzah. We've got a camera, that's an ESP32 cam, which you can program some software to stream video over your network. And I've got BitLooney's board, there we go, and some bent pins on it. 1 second, I'll just pull this carefully off without bending more pins. So there's ESP32. There's no way to program it easily with USB. You have to plug in pins and serial connections, which is a bit of a faff. So BitLooney made this. Just plug it in and away you go. Great fun and handy. We've got this massive thing here. Yes, that's an ESP32. Yes, those are loads of GPIO pins. It's got an OLED screen on it as well. And also an 18650 battery connection on the back. It's a TT Go screen. Board, I should say, sorry. M5 stick. There we go. M5 stick C. So my boss Abram's just got the C Plus on a watch. He's very happy with that. That's good fun. So it's got a magnet on the back as well. So ESP32, lots of stuff to play with, all great fun. But one more thing. You can get older ESP8266. The 8266 isn't as powerful as ESP32, but does it really matter? If you're just making LEDs blink or NeoPixels, you know, change colour, then it doesn't really matter, does it? So, this is my favourite. Wemos D1 Mini. Absolutely awesome. Why are they awesome? Well, because one, they're cheap, they're plentiful, and also if you buy them in kits, they're about 10 quid I think for the kit. You get breakouts and sensor boards and all that weird and wonderful stuff with it. Solder up your pins, or they all stack as well on top of each other. Solder up your pins, stack them on top of each other, and you've got a little weather station, a little motor controller as well. You can get a motor shield for it. All programmable in MicroPython. If you just want to do LEDs, so NeoPixels for Christmas, the star that I made a few years ago, which has loads of NeoPixels in it, that uses a Wemos D1 Mini and something called WLED, which I showed last year. In fact, I'll put a link there. We'll put it there. I'll try anyway. WLED is absolutely simple. It's foolproof, and this is coming from a certified fool. Go to WLED website, click on the install, plug in your Wemos D1 Mini. It finds it through Web Serial, so it connects to it automatically. It downloads the software, flashes it. Your Wemos D1 Mini will now control NeoPixels however you want, from your phone, from MQTT, can even do it from Node-RED using that HTTP protocols. It's awesome. We've got other ones as well. We've got ESP32s with OLED screen there again. And then we've just got a standard breakout. And we've got a W600 Pico, which was a weird and wonderful one I found on Aliexpress a couple of years ago. In fact, no more, 3 years ago now. Wow, time flies. This was a little harder to debug, but again, it was like £1.50. £1.50 for a microcontroller with web interface. Wow. So let's have a quick look at what you can get ESP32, Aliexpress. So we can see we've got boards for about $2, $4. That's pretty cheap. We've got a development board there shaped like an Arduino Uno, $5.99. Not bad. Don't know what delivery is. Oh, free shipping. That's alright. If you want something a bit closer to home, a bit more support, Adafruit. If you're in the States, go to there and get one. They've got their Qt Py boards. In fact, we'll do a quick search for ESP32, just Qt Py. There we go. And there's the S3 that I've got. That's $12.50. You can get one with an external antenna, so better Wi-Fi connectivity. That's the S2. We've got C3, not PO, no, not him. Missed a trick, didn't they? ESP32 R2 and then C3, that'd have been cool. Anyway, so if you want to get support, you want to make sure that if something goes wrong, you've got someone to contact. Buy an Adafruit board if you're in the States. If you're in the UK, same applies. Buy an Adafruit board, but buy it from Pimoroni. Or go to the Pi Hut. They've both got them, and they're both very similar prices. So yeah, if you've never done any microcontroller work before, Pico W, $6. Start with that. If you know what you want, and you want to put it in a smaller chassis or bespoke chassis, ESP32, because there are so many different boards. And if you want to just make blinkies blink and RGB LEDs come on, Wemos D1 Mini. Great fun. And that's it. A whistle-stop tour of pretty much, that's about 8%, maybe 5% of the boards that I've got in my box of bits. Not even joking. There's loads. But that's it for today. See you later.